Against Gillespie. And let's have a look at that matchup. Headlee, an All-American in 2005, an NCAA qualifier a year ago. Eastern Wrestling League champ at 135. His brother Ethan has already won the consolations earlier tonight. So it's been a pretty good night for the Headlee family out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. And Gillespie's out of Webster, New York. And Gillespie, well, they're both in white, but look for the big E. That'll be Gillespie. Edinburgh's pretty distinguished.
Not only that, Pitt pulling something from other sports and putting the names of the wrestlers on the back of their uniforms, which also makes it pretty nice to find that, too.
We have Tim Flynn with us, the head coach at
from the Open.
Edinburgh. You can hear Coach Flynn. Congratulations on getting 6 of your guys into the finals tonight. Delighted to have you. Talk about young Gillespie here. We're going to find out more. Obviously, we know all about Gregor, but what about your guy here, Torsten?
He's a tough kid, and you know he can wrestle. He's been up and down this year, especially after he got hurt. But he was wrestling real well until he got hurt. He was out 5 weeks, so you know he was just coming back. He took some hits right when he got back, but you know. He can clearly wrestle. He's had a good tournament so far. Get him, get him, get him, get him! 2! Lift the leg! Lift the leg! No, circle!
Circle to the head, this way, towards me! Towards me! Lift the leg! Don't lose it! Foot fight! Bring that left foot!
Headlee just has that front headlock in there and just holding on for dear life and able to gain that stalemate.
Got to convert those.
Yeah, it's tough going out there with no points.
Especially, finals.
Yeah.
Got to convert when you can convert.
That's right. You might not get too many of those opportunities, but obviously what gets people here, too, is they don't get taken down very easily, so that's what makes them the dog fights that they are.
Oh, this kid's tough. This kid's, no doubt, this kid's tough. Sit him back, Tor. Hook a leg, post it, post the knee. Post his knee. Post.
Boy, they're just locked in right there.
Well, and Torsten Gillespie's taken some really nice shots here, but Headlee really good at the countering aspect of it. A lot of his offense, too, generated off of those counters. So, you know, it's a matchup that, you know, that's kind of the way you wrestle. So we'll see what happens in these scrambles. These scrambles are going to be pretty important.
Very important. I mean, so far we've had two chances to score. You know, as a coach, you want to see those converted. We need those points. Up off your knees. Off your knees, Tor. Off your knees. Off your knees. He's good here. Head up. Head up. Tell him head up. Head up. Head up.
Still got that leg lock, so there's breaks that. There's 2 points there. You know, just kind of those things. Headlee just spinning around and doing those kinds of stuff, and you make one mistake, put your head down a little bit, get a little forward, and you give up 2 points.
A little blood time right here. Coach Flynn, Gregor is coming up here at 157. I know you're focused on 141. When you say Headlee good here, were you indicating just that he is very good on top and that's a dangerous area?
That front headlock, he hooks your leg and he cradles from there. I mean, he's beaten some of our guys in the past with that. So, you know, it's a familiar position. He circles and cradles. He gets a lot of falls that way, too. Yeah,
we're looking at a replay right now. And, I mean, that's just tough. You got to go on defense right away and just hope you can get out of it. And, fortunately, Torsten Gillespie for Edinburgh, your guys did.
Yeah, hopefully we can get one. When you're in the finals, you got to convert. We've had 2 attacks, you know, and we scored 0, and he had one situation and he scored, and you know that's probably why he was the #1 seed.
It is unbelievable when you get in the postseason, isn't it? I mean, they're just everybody's really good. Everybody's got maybe a little bit of an injury here. I mean, it's wrestling. Nobody's 100%, are they, at this time of year? You're hiding something a little bit.
Nobody's 100%.
I didn't think so.
The only guy who's been 100% was the guy who was hurt earlier, and he sat out for a while, and he's back now. I mean,
stay standing. Tell him just to come up and stand. Just stand there. Just stand up. Tripod, stand there. He's got to return him. He's got to return you. He's got to return you. Go hard. Go hard.
This is one of those tough things. You know, that guy's in on that leg, and
he got to build up.
trying to turn him over and get something done, and they run out of time.
Got to watch. That would have been back.
The horn sounds.
You'll get him. You'll get him. Huh?
Well, the other thing.
Yeah, Tim, we'll appreciate you jumping in with us for a little while. I know you want to get in there and jump up. And congratulations, and we'll visit later. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Tim Flynn, head coach at Edinburgh right there.
Well, again, both guys in those corners.
He can't go 7 minutes with the headphones on. That ain't going to work.
There's no way. Those guys in those corners, they're right out in front of you, and it's pretty emotional watching your guys go at it and being real close to things. And one of the things that's going to be interesting here, and this is the part that Gillespie's going to have to pay a little bit of attention to, is to not give in to frustration and try to do something that's a little more desperate oriented and allow Headlee to kind of build momentum and score more often. Because he's frustrating the heck out of him. You can see that 2 opportunities to score, he didn't get it. Gives up a fairly easy takedown on the front headlock, and he's been working pretty hard to gain some space. But Headlee's just, he's just stuck all over him. There's a warning on top.
Let me ask you something. There are matches on side by side, and there's buzzers and other reactions to other matches that aren't yours. Can that be a little distracting? I know you're in the final, but are these guys so used to that it's negligible?
Yeah, it certainly can be distracting. It happens every so often. Obviously, one of the things about the sport is, especially in tournament situations, you are used to having matches go on around you. So it's not like it takes you by surprise. It wouldn't be like playing basketball. Maybe they do that in the AAU tournaments. You're playing basketball and there's something on the court right next to you. Surprises you a little bit, but this is one of the things that you get used to dealing with over time. Fairly decent shot. Ooh, nice ankle pick by Headlee. Hasn't scored yet. Gillespie really working hard to kind of twist himself around, see if he can hold on to something. Headlee
gonna be tough. Wow, that's some good defense right there by Gillespie. It looked for sure like he was going to give up something there.
Well, he's got himself a pretty good opportunity to score here, but Headlee again doesn't let his shoulder come all the way around the corner. Doesn't allow Gillespie to get around the corner the way he exactly wanted to.
The rule of stalemate. There's your time remaining. We're in the second period, right?
Yes, I believe we are in the second period.
Headlee with a 2-1 lead.
And certainly Torsten Gillespie's hoping we're in the second period, because that gives him a shot in the third period to go at it. And watch, Headlee just stays in nice position. Really doesn't pop up a whole heck of a lot. Just stalks him pretty well, cuts the mat off. Because what Gillespie's looking for is to get Headlee to lean a little bit or reach a little bit, get out in front a little bit so he can take another one of those shots. And one of the advantages of having experience is that, while everybody knows that and they've wrestled most of their lives and they pay attention to that, those mistakes, just leaning a little bit gives up points at this level. Nice stand up by Headlee. Gillespie in a little trouble here. That leg is a little further than he wants it to be. He's kind of sitting on his hip instead of having himself up on top of Headlee. And the real hard part is it's hard to drive forward. You can't really push forward. You're just kind of hanging on, hoping that Headlee makes a mistake and maybe you can roll him back through.
We'll roll another stalemate right there.
And I think a good call. Now, the riding time's gone down to under a minute advantage. So that, you don't put the point on the board to the end, but that's certainly something that you're paying attention to.
Well, we've already seen a factor in. Mike Cease of Bloomsburg ended up winning 8-7 over Morrill at 125 as a result of a riding time point.
Just a real hard tight waist by Gillespie, and Headlee trying to work up to his base. Got some pretty good, decent control at the moment.
Gillespie still with time, but it's a sense of urgency now as we're approaching a minute to go in the match.
Well, I'm sure what he's going to try to do here is he's going to see if he can turn him. He makes that mistake. That was one of the things. He was looking to turn him. He didn't really want to let him up. He was hoping that he could turn him, and he forced one a little bit. And Headlee is a good scrambler and does a nice job of just sitting his hip out, bops back into him, gets himself a reversal.
Well, that's a senior move right there. Veteran guy, All-American, as we're talking about with Headlee, NCAA qualifier a year ago. EWL champ at 135. He's up a weight class this season. Yeah, he just climbs on top. Ride this baby out now.
That's what he's looking to do. Just finish on top, keep the pressure on him. Don't have to worry about whether or not some funky move happens and, you know, he gives up some sort of takedown and near fall. You're going to win a lot of matches if you can stay on top at the end. And Headlee's real good at riding, keeps his hip in good position, keeps pressure on Gillespie, so he really hasn't mounted much of a threat from Matt in the match. And Headlee looking at his EWL championship in a 5-1 decision.